Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Ciao. I mean, you can see the entire rich narrative arc. I'm gonna look right into my camera. Hello. Shaboy. Jay Real. No, actually, it's Jerry Holkins, your internet friend. I'm joined by Eric J. Benson and Francisco Kiko Villasenor.
Josh, you gotta say Pacific time. That covers everything. Daylight savings is a specific time that may or may not apply. Just say Pacific time. PT.
No,
PT, like the Hideo Kojima joint. Unavailable now, but an incredible horror experience. It really was a moment in time. I don't know if you have a PlayStation 4. Now listen, you may be wondering what's happening here. This is
I forget too, it's been a while.
It's a common fear. No, but this is, of course, Black Remnant. It is a heady, some would even say zesty blend of inner sphere role-playing and war gaming. Although, I mean, we'll see to what extent war gaming starts here. We'll see what the day has in store for us. Now, there's the last place. When last we saw our heroes.
When last we saw our heroes,
they were landing at Kiyotomo's request. Now being vassals. They had landed on a planet that has a couple different names.
yes, Chara, otherwise known as Pacifica.
Right, exactly right.
It is rich in its landscape,
Yeah,
greens, lakes,
yeah. Rich volcanic soils.
lush forests,
So I just
and has been a battleground
Yes.
over the different eras.
Well, it's been a prize for empires, essentially.
I just want that's in my notes, but the very last thing in my notes
Yes.
is 25% to Logan, 15% to
Well, now, I mean, look,
that
obviously,
is the real notes
this-
that we need to discuss.
it's very, yes, it's very hurtful. Now, what I'm hoping is that the next time we talk to Logan, I'm going to put one of my chips in and I'm going to say, Uncle Logan, did you say 25% or 0%? And then I'm going to leave it there and just look at Eric. And then if I get a look from Eric that's like maybe sweeten the pot, I'll be like, maybe. And then Eric can be like, up.
Cramps and Snorts got it. Now we're on Pacifica time.
Yeah, see, now we're talking. Yeah, it's like island time. But, I mean, compared to the craggy worlds and, urban sprawls.
The hellscapes.
Exactly. That the Remnant has sort of roosted in before. This is for us, this is a vacation destination. We could have a staycation.
I mean, Matsu wasn't bad.
No, honestly, yeah, Matsu was fucking sick. If we're comparing worlds, Matsu was good and it had catering.
yeah.
We didn't have to touch it, and I think that when we look back, obviously in the campaign, we're gonna say, that's where Stavin really changed.
That's what we're all gonna say.
Yeah, that's
We're
what
all
That was
gonna
it?
reflect.
that's what we're hoping someone is going to say at that time. But
Kiyotomo sent you here because he knew he wanted to have some recon done on the
Yes.
planet because he had heard grumblings about the Combine invasion, and he knows that this during the Succession Wars that this was an area where the Combine routinely tried to take control, and they did gain control for a brief period of time.
right. Now, and obviously the Draconis Combine, we have had some run-ins. Probably the biggest conflict that we had against them, the most direct conflict, was probably at the live game at Unplugged, where a very small Black Remnant force was able to destabilize and take out of commission a sort of sophisticated. They had a gun that fired supplies to fronts, basically.
Yep.
They had a new piece of technology. We were able to screw it up very badly.
And you stemmed off the invasion into Federated Sun territory by at least 3/4 of a year.
Right. And so it isn't like it's never going to happen, but they had a supply line and a way. Well, they had a supply line that they could direct arbitrarily.
Right.
Like it was a really powerful piece of technology.
Right.
And so with that sort of on hold or them trying to build that up, and since then we haven't had an interaction or any kind of communique or anything from the Draconis Combine that would make it seem like we were on their direct radar.
No. Well, the thing is, like, we were being sort of guided by Etta Troon, which turns out to be your mom.
It turns out to be Hannah Blake.
Once that situation got resolved, we're sort of been radio silent on any sort of moves either way.
True. And not being connected to that is probably good.
Yeah, and also remember during the mission where Stavrin almost got Zigzag killed, she was able to recover information that led to you finding out about this invasion, but also that Burnout's wife was still alive and a general in the Combine.
Yes, and serving essentially on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So it's Troubletown, USA. That's the state of play as far as that's concerned. But it is interesting that Kiyotomo is directing us to this. And he provided no, as is his typical way, he provided no editorial content around that. He's just basically saying, hey, you're a vassal. Go look at this. Identify this for me.
He was offering you think it was a contract, a recon contract that he wants done because he was offering 6 million.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's on the way. It's essentially, it's on the way to something else we were doing. But I mean, I guess we're about to find out what it takes to earn 6 million from Kiyotomo.
From a simple recon,
Yeah. I mean, let's hope. Let's hope
So
that it retains.
If Kiyotomo pays us, do we have to give him 15%?
Is it like a coupon? He has his own loyalty program. I'd be surprised. I would be surprised. I mean, it's like a test. It's like, so how much do you really earn from this? Don't know. Don't get a calculator. I want you to think about it hard. But no, I mean, like I say, the Logan situation, which is to say, obviously the parent organization, Othos 88, of which Black Remnant is a splinter. I've got Logan under control. I've got these chips, and I'm gonna apply my trade. I'm gonna bend reality in my will. Ooh. It's going to be exquisite. You'll see. As soon as it comes out, I'm going to start throwing chips, and I might need your chips.
I don't doubt it.
I might need your chips as well. But anyway, so what we had seen before is that we had landed the Calypso near, and I believe that. I mean, was that actually where the adventure ended?
The adventure ended breaking atmo and flying
just
around,
coming
looking for a place to land. You are still in the ship. Burnout has given you 3 different coordinates, and you're right now. You're in the bay, and you just see Zigzag sliding down from underneath the asp off of a couple of chains.
I can only imagine.
And she's
pleasure.
She's looking at this thing. She's like, "Do you want me to keep this locked, and loaded as it is? It's this is chock full of autocannons. I mean, that's some close range fighting."
Oh, it's like a pugilist.
Yeah.
It wants to just get up and punch you in the face.
Rashawn,
basically.
you want me to change the loadout on this thing?
Rashawn is still in super bad shape.
Because Rashawn has like jump sickness, right?
Yes, and a hangover.
That has been supernaturally maintained.
Right. It's lasted a lot longer than it should have. So he's not in any capacity to decide what the loadout of this brand new mech is supposed to be. So he's just attempting to remain conscious at this point.
Keep it in. It's very, very steady, practiced movements.
The landing was not great for him.
No, it's just been bad. It's been bad and it remains bad.
There needs to be some upgrades to the dampeners.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Because he felt the whole way down.
Well, it could be a situation where maybe he's going to move into, pressure point therapy. He could get one of those little bracelets. I mean, that might be enough. Probably not. It's probably like when Mike was getting into VR and he had to like tune his body to be able to get in into and out of it. Because at first he just had to white knuckle it for about a month.
So,
Yeah.
nothing there, big guy? Chief face? Yeah? Just want to stick with all these
Rashawn
little
just,
bing, 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 bing,
just
bing, bing.
shakes his head for now, and just like points to the Timberwolf.
Boring! And she just climbs back up in the ass.
winds back up.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it do? Like medium, like in obviously right now we're in the RP, we're in the Destiny phase.
This
there is
version,
an Alpha Strike thing. Like
this version of
is
the
C.
Asp is loaded up to the nines with autocannons, and it has
Slug
it
throwing
has
weapons.
one energy laser on it.
Okay, just for close encounters.
Yep.
So we're about 6 short, 6 medium, and 4 long, with a huge stack of HP, strong structure, decent movement. Only 1 TMM. I don't know, but I feel like we're actually going to have to take that out. We're going to have to take it into the arena or put it through its paces first to figure out exactly what we want that to be. This is Stavron Otho, the manager. Because I got to think about the brand too, and it's like when we start thinking about like the custom popcorn tubs and things like that, like which configuration is going to be the easiest to manufacture, and you know what I mean? Like you guys aren't thinking about stuff like this, but it's like heavy lies the head. You know, I got big plans. Injection molding, obviously, is a huge concern. Now, so has Burnout set it down?
No, it is still flying around.
Yeah, so he has 3 choices, right?
Yeah, and you look on the holovid down in the bay, and you can see the outline of the scan of this outpost. It is surrounded by a dense forest, but I will let you describe the 3 areas of ingress.
Oh, okay. Here, let's have one that is. Let's have the first one be at a surprisingly shallow lake, where megafauna have essentially tromped through. Can I have here? There are giant saurid megafauna that exist on this planet. In this interregnum, they have returned. And is it a Jurassic Park situation? I mean, yeah. Yeah, basically. But they have stomped in and out. Their natural migration has essentially led to significant paths that lead to this shallow lake. So let's say that is the first one. We can drop the Calypso right down in there and jump out. Do you have a cool vibe? I mean, I'd be happy to do all 3.
The other one is it's in the northern equator. It's in an ice crevasse.
Just a little north. It's like it drops precipitously, so there's an altitude change.
Yes, there's an altitude change. It's definitely like you can't see it from the surface. So that will take some tricky way to get down there.
And I have a great third one. Are we ready? We're talking about a formerly volcanic caldera. An eruption of which, just like Mount St. Helens here, an eruption of which has actually shattered out one of the sides of the caldera formation at some point in the significant historical era. And so now it's essentially something like a natural fortress where inside, and the way that we should say it is that when the scans come up, you can see, variations. You can see different sorts of livery. At different times, people have tried to use this natural formation as a hidden base.
Okay. So we have the mountains region to the north, the trodden paths coming in from the eastern section, and the caldera from the southern
I think
region.
the north has the coolest imagery. And also, I think it's the least likely approach. If we're looking at this caldera, like it could be booby trapped at this point. Like people could have set it up so that whoever tried to inherit their hold fast was going to get a face full of something.
Also, just sounds hot.
Yeah. Also, it's muggy. It's boiling, and then the shallow lake. Who wants to fuck with these dinosaurs? You know what I mean? And that should actually be Stavron's thing. It's like you're looking at the scan, and there's this like wavy plesiosaur thing coming out. We're like, and he's just like, no way, swipe, swipe, swipe. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not fighting one of these fucking things. And so then, yeah, I'll scroll over to this icy steppe and get Burnout on the horn and say, yeah, we're going north.
All right, what do you need?
And just put this down on a good flat area.
Oh, on a good flat face of the mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, on the icy mountain, yes. I feel like I was clear. It's about strategy, Burnout. It's obviously, this is it's a novel point of entry. Very surprising, perhaps, to the foe. I like to think I'm giving the foe a great experience.
Well, I'll see. I'll do what I can.
Yeah, Black Remnant, and he's just gone. He's just like, Black Remnant, all right, I guess he left.
And the Calypso, you see it flying around as Burnout is searching for an optimal landing site.
On these 45-degree ice steps. It's like a goat.
Intensifying the misery for Roshan.
Oh, yeah.
Just this constant.
Oh, no. And then as soon as the thermals hit and just start to rip up through the substructure of the dropship, it's just begun to vibrate. And Roshan is vibrating further inside.
Because obviously it's a very different experience than what we're normally used to landing on. Unsteady ground.
Yeah, I mean,
like several different touch and goes. Just
yeah. It's like he sets down that gentle foot, and then it's like nope, it's got to come back up. And then Stavron is going to direct Roshan to get into Samira. Samira is going to have some natural dampening. And then once he's inside there, once that recirculated air starts to blow gently on his face, I think that he's going to start to feel like $1 million.
It takes Roshan a very long time to crawl.
No. It's like you get up and it's like 1 foot up on the rung. You're like, okay.
So Roshan, as you get into Samira, you see the asp power on.
What?
And the cockpit open but look over at you. The torso shifts and just kind of
little tilts. Yeah, somebody's having fun.
Roshan is too busy dry heaving to notice.
and then you just see out of the cockpit's face, Roshan! You see Zizi. She's like, what? We just got this thing!
No, I say no. I'm not having him throw up in the new one. He can throw up in this
all
one.
he wants.
He can throw up in this one. That one's staying fresh. That's staying factory fresh.
Like Roshan slowly turns to look at ZZ and just dry heaves.
Yeah. He's gotta do the thing where he's like holding onto the rung with the elbow, just like.
Yeah, and even inside Roshan, he knows that it's not time for him to get in.
I'm not cleaning that up.
And I say, ZZ, they're dry heaves.
There's nothing left.
Yeah. It's like there's nothing in there.
Empty.
I don't care what kind of heaves, and she turns the aspect at you. She's like,
Yeah, I say the boy's on E. He's on E.
well, don't give him drugs then.
But here, listen, some drugs is the right amount.
Is holding on to the ladder.
Here, so I'm just gonna give him the tush push. Just be like, all right, buddy, this is it. We got this, right? We good? We moving up. Once I can't reach the tush anymore, he's in position.
He gets in and just sort of falls into the
and it's like
the command.
It's almost like Samir, and then it's like somehow as soon as the neuro helmet goes on, because some aspect of its like controlling the balance is coming from you. It seems to hunch a little bit, arms a little lower perhaps, shoulders shrugged.
He does start to feel a little bit better.
Yes, and this is what I knew. If he had just gotten up in here weeks ago, things would have been better for him, I think. So yeah, I mean, I feel like $1 million. I jump right into the mongrel.
Okay. So you have the mongrel and Samira, and you see Zizi. She's like, I want to come. Come on.
Who's telling you no?
No one?
All right, well, physician heal thyself, mechanic repair thyself.
And you hear over the comm system, no! As Burnout just yells.
I say, well, it looks like it's not up to me.
I want... And she's like, no, I'm coming.
I say, Burnout, she can ride with me. If you're worried about her on the ice, she can come with me.
Nope, that's okay. She can take her own mech.
Okay. It's like, that's worse, actually. I don't actually like that as much.
But then you see her, you see the cockpit of the Asp go down. And the Asp start to move.
I said, okay, now that's a different thing, young lady. But it's like this hulking monster against the mongrel. I'm like, okay, now that I don't, I mean, honestly, it's Rashawn's mech. So we should ask Rashawn if it's okay to use.
And you just see the torso rotate.
Gun arms present.
Through the comms.
And you see one hand raise up. Just,
it's inside the window.
Roshan,
no, the mech arm. Because it has fists.
Roshan says, Commander, based on our weight restrictions, I should probably man the pouncer.
Yeah, I mean, she finally did fix it, so we know that it works. Yeah, I mean, given where we're going, that's probably not a terrible idea. And I say, because it's like, you know, I've from inside the mongrel, I've activated the exit doors, and I'm looking out at this like ice shelf, and I'm like, ZZ, you're going in the Nova.
And then the hand is kind of...
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I take one step out here. I have no idea what it is, but let's not test it. Let's not test it with that. And I say, you can catch up.
And you see the cockpit of the Asp open up. She climbs down the step. She kicks the Asp foot and walks over to her Nova.
I mean, I would be hesitant to kick it just because my suspicion is that Kenji's ghost is in this thing somewhere. I would not kick this machine.
So I imagine it would take a while for Roshan to get to the pouncers. So he would arrive probably a couple minutes after you two started.
Yeah,
out.
I'm just going to go out and I'm just going to be testing things with my giant foot. If I feel like I need to preemptively break down a shelf or something like that, obviously I can use the EM laser if I need to. I'll detect that. It's like an avalanche detonation. Like if I feel like it's best just to inoculate us against something like that, I'll do that. Stavron has been reading about ice, and so he imagines that he's an expert.
And the bay doors of the Calypso open, and you start to see the Nova walk out. And as Zizi's walking out, she kind of just knocks the asp again with the arm of her Nova, and just keeps chugging out the door.
Well, you know what? I mean, I say you're the one who's gonna have to fix it. So, I mean, it's up to you how you want to comport yourself. You want to comport yourself with professionalism, or do you want to make additional work for yourself? Consider this. So what we should say is that as the Calypso starts to recede behind us, and Roshan catches up as fast as his body will allow him. So it's sort of like when you have the kid who's like trying to catch up. We're not at full march here, but it changes fast. The terrain goes from the ice shelf to that sort of interstitial state where it becomes largely about the rock substrate underneath the ice, cold, clear rivers, waterfalls, granite boulders, but massive in scale, so that the battle mechs essentially look like children playing in this strange garden. And so once we pass through that interstitial period, where you move into thick, dense greenery fast at the base of that mountain shelf. Lord of the Rings. I just watched it.
I was thinking Rats in the Walls.
Yeah. I just watched it. They spent a lot of time in that movie walking. Yeah. Wow. And in the extended versions, they mostly extend the walking.
More walking.
It's it's pretty great.
Yeah. Lord of the Hike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Originally
Lord of the
called.
Rings. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, yo. But honestly, it's still pretty good. But
they just run for a long time.
And that dwarf is running there at the beginning of fucking Two Towers. Oh man. Anyway, so but as we push past the larger boulders and we enter into this mega flora, mega fauna, video game level looking place. I mean, these are trees mechs can reasonably.
Yeah.
Well, these are the trees mechs crave, but like massive trunks. Like you can play hide and seek behind them. Jungle vines tugging at the feet, and in something that must have been a clearing, perhaps in a previous era, the Pacifica has engaged in a significant process of reclamation. It is, it looks overgrown. Do I need a chip for that, or is that? It looks as though it's like imagine the dark politics, the interplay of the inner sphere. This sort of ancient holdfast mixed with the rainforest cafe. Like it is.
I've never been inside a rainforest cafe.
I only said it because you're from Cali. I assumed you'd be like, this is my favorite cafe.
I went there every Sunday.
I love this chain restaurant. Novelty chain restaurant. I'm from California.
I thought for sure it was gonna. Oh man. Well, here's what it looks like. It looks like vines and trees are in the process of trying to choke the life out of this structure, and they haven't found any success yet. But if we were to come back in another couple hundred years, it may be that it's finished the job.
And on the outside of this structure, you see on its walls faded over hundreds of years, faded insignias of House Karita, and almost indistinguishable. They've been.
Oh, you mean like it's so ground down, worn down by the elements that it's just sort of a hint of that circle, maybe patchy in places.
Right, but enough that you can make
But
out
you know what
is.
it is. And a dragon that has perhaps seen better days.
How far away are you? Are you going to? You're still a distance away from the outpost, and it depends on you. You can see that there are two entrances, one on the eastern side and one on the southern side of the outpost. On the second floor there are windows.
I'm actually
that have been crashed through and overgrown.
So it's the structure is that big, and does it have a mech bay door? Like, is this designed to be? Is this designed to be a true forward position?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna have. I'm just gonna pull up the Calypso over comms. I just want him to buzz it.
Okay.
Now that we're this close, I just want to know as much as I can know about this from an aerial perspective. Because my plan is, once I see this, if I see that there is anything in the way of an automated defense or mechs lying low, mechs in contexts, like underwater contexts, I want to make sure that I understand exactly what's happening here, because once I get the information that I want, if it seems clear, we're going to rush it like we're trying to destroy it. We're going to come from nothing, 0 miles an hour, to running right up to the door.
Okay, you're going to be rolling for burnout now.
I got you.
You have 3+ on your dice.
Perfect. You got an 11. I'm looking for 2d6 plus 3. Let's get it. Not quite.
Not enough. Burnouts, you see the Calypso fly overhead.
Yeah, fast.
And he scans the area. He says, I don't see anything out of the ordinary that's going to, anything that's threatening.
Yeah, I mean, and of course I trust his eye. I don't know that he rolled dice. He's done this, he's seen this type of shit a lot more than me. Right? And then basically from inside the cockpit, I'm just going to say, on 3, right to the door. Count down from 3, and then essentially burst from the growth. EM laser on the arm up, running straight out. Pod door open on the shoulder missile. And what do we see?
Nothing.
I mean, I'm running nothing. I mean, I'm running up like I'm ready to do stuff. It's like a SWAT team.
Just looks back at you.
Impassively.
Yeah.
Stavron's, oh. He said, sorry, I thought we were dancing today, folks. So I'll just do a little walk. Like a regional.
Voice. As soon as you get to the entrance, the door just falls.
Yeah.
You're super like doing like SWAT rolls.
No, exactly. Yeah. I'm like rolling on the shoulder, like, and then. But as I'm coming around, like now it's like now that I haven't seen anything, I haven't seen any automated turrets erupt.
Nope.
Now I'm walking around like in the slightly annoyed manner of like a regional manager. I'm just like I'm checking the corners, like I'm touching stuff and like,
Now you do like the trip into a run kind of a thing.
Yeah. This is a normal way to move. So I'm just gonna do a quick perimeter. I'm just gonna hold my hand back to my allies. Just do a quick perimeter around the front.
Roshan, what are you doing while you
suffering?
Probably as you see Stavron walking the perimeter of this base.
Roshan is examining the empty, I guess the window frames.
Yeah.
Just check out.
and just checking out and just examining just how old things
Do you have any skills that you would like to use for that role?
I have a perception.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that is it.
No,
I think that's a
great.
great one.
Yeah. I got a 9.
Okay, it's 2d6 plus 4.
Ooh, that's good. 11.
11.
Okay, as you scan the periphery and into the broken windows where you see vines that have been creeping around the outpost make their way in, and it's like as they're crawling through the second floor of this building, you notice that the second floor is mainly stocked with old Lost Tech and computer
Holy
devices.
shit.
He radios over the comms that
You see several holovids, several stations that look accessible.
Oh, so she was like peering in a second floor window. Nice.
Yeah.
just letting the commander know what he sees and to tread lightly, just in case any of it gets.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how fragile
Exactly.
the equipment
Well,
is.
yeah, and it could be.
And we should probably be on foot from here.
Yeah. So I'm going to come back around to the front and disembark the mech. Man, I'm wondering if I should leave somebody out. I say everybody's coming in. We're gonna head up to the door and see if the doors have retained their traditional function.
Okay, so on this outpost, the door to the south is smaller. It's a human-sized entrance that opens has a vertical opening where the doors will slide ajar. The eastern portion is the size of that a lot of mech in.
I see.
A bay door.
I see. Well, let's go in the little one for now.
Where are your mechs going to be at this point?
But I think the right thing for us is I'm going to situate 2 of the mechs at the south door that we're going to be able to disembark from, and then I think that the Timberwolf should actually be facing that mech door in case there's a sortie or something that is going to return to that. I'd like to have guns pointing that way.
Roshan's in a pouncer.
Yeah, by which I mean pouncer. And our best case right here for the range of interdiction we're talking about here is clearly the Nova. So I'm going to swap those around. In my mind, I had access to this 776 or whatever that monster is.
Would not have fit in here.
No. So we'll have the Nova with its mean lasers pointing that way.
Okay.
And then the other 2 will basically just be situated here by this door.
Okay.
So let's pop the top, descend the ladders. What are we looking at in terms of this door?
As you approach, the door does not open, but you do see a control panel to the side.
I just palm open, point at Zigzag.
Yeah, what do you want me to do about
And
it?
then just direct her.
What?
It is closed, and I would like it to be open.
Great, go open it.
I am opening it through you. I issue the
I
order.
do everything. Clean your mechs, do your chores, open your doors.
More than that. More than that.
Chivalry is
There's even
apparently
more.
dead.
This is a truncated list.
All right, I need you to roll me 3
all Zs.
dice
You bet.
with +4.
3 dice?
Or 2 dice with
Yeah.
+4.
Pachow! Well, we have 9 if that helps.
And you just see her keep jabbing at it, and she actually takes a stick or
No.
spike out, and she's
No,
like, "I can't
no,
get through
Spike-
it."
No, no, that's not it. Obviously, this is a computer.
Yeah.
You can use this like a computer.
That's great.
No spikes, no knives. You're born in a barn?
No.
Actually, I know where you were born. Here,
Yeah.
I push back. I was born
Funny
in the
enough.
same, I was born in the same place.
Come on, I almost got it.
No,
I got it.
you
Come
don't
on.
have it, actually. Push back, no. Listen, I'm going to show you something. It's easy. It's called skill. So now I will roll with my numbers, and hopefully I will be able to get in. Because my gunnery is of a very high level. We may end up getting in another way.
12.
Curses. 13.
What do you do? The door will open, but how will it open? And you just see ZZ standing there with her with
she's
her
got her
picks.
pokey bits.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no. It's like I grab my access card that I use as a slide in, like on the Calypso. I slip it behind the number pad, make a little wedge, pull a couple of the wires out, short it. See, this is how we do it. This is mastery at work. And I tuck the wires back in and close it up. Et voila. Little hiss, little beep, door slide open.
Okay. Are you all walking in at the same time?
I'm gonna invite them in, but I am definitely going to produce my needler just in case. Because it might not be a person. It might be one of these weird animals that's here. That's the size of a Jeep or larger. That is now roosting in here.
So
chips!
As you walk in, you get a glimpse of the bay, and you see old areas where mechs would have been repaired
like
on.
Full-on
you see,
operation.
Yep, you see holovids everywhere. You see access points. You see lights hanging down. Basically, an old mech bay. But at the same time, the doors, you hear the same hissing coming from the door that when you opened it.
Yeah.
You see you hear the same hissing, and you just smell burnt wire, and the door's just shut behind you.
Short. Yeah.
And it goes pitch black, and all ZZ can do is shoot. Is just. Yeah, great job. You got us locked in here now.
Yeah, I provide an incredible experience.
And you can't see it, it's pitch black inside.
Oh, no, it's very dark. I mean, I don't disagree. I can put my chip in. No, it's light. No, but the place definitely, there is a power source here somewhere if these things are operating. So hopefully we'll be able to find that out. Now, is it pretty standard, like fabrication? Like, it seems like this is a pretty traditional interior.
Yeah, what are you going to do now, Captain?
Fix stuff. Stuff fixer.
I would have kept the doors open if you just gave me the chance.
Well, no. Listen, you were trying to eat it. So let's be clear about who was doing what here. You had an active campaign. You were trying to dine on the door, and that's obviously not as good. Also, I might need your help getting the power back on. Well, because there's probably going to be a keypad on exactly the other side of these doors. So I'm going to go back and feel around on the door until I find the interior echo of that exterior number pad.
Make me a reflex check. Oh my God.
I think I might come out on top of this one. Let's see. Oh, there's a near thing. That is a 8.
So you're stumbling around on the wall.
But it's cool, like in a cool way.
And you grab something that's hairy.
Yeah.
And you're like, get off my head! And ZZ just shoves you. And then you get close to the periphery, and you feel 3 distinct levers.
Oh, okay. I say, it's fine, everybody. but I'm not sure if it's fine. I'm gonna throw the first lever and see what that does.
You see a hue come off of every electrical device
Really?
in the bay, and so now there's just dim lighting everywhere.
It's got razor chroma.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Okay, so impulse, basic power. Is there enough to see what these other two levers might be?
They look like two levers.
Okay, perfect. Maybe this is like the breaker system. They're going to go up.
So you do the next one?
Yeah.
Full light systems come on.
Aha, see? And I look around for ZZ. Aha. All right. I say, I'm afraid of this third one. I feel like it's time to stop. This is like it's like a big money, no whammies scenario.
Is it just the lighting that's on, or is it? Does it look like the door is powered back on?
Door is not powered back on.
All right, I'll whoops.
At that point, you see from the ceiling tapestries and livery roll down.
Nice. Of what? Is it Draconis?
No, it is a sword with a ruby on the crossed hilt pointed upwards. It's an inverse of. Oh, actually, do you know what this is?
Well, here. Yeah, I mean, I will put.
Do you want to use your?
I will put this in just to do a very brief flashback.
Oh, okay.
So, in this flashback, a young Stavrin is on his mother's lap, playing with his mother's necklace.
Okay.
Which is a fine, medium weight silver chain that goes through the pierced tip of a symbol that looks exactly like these, the symbol that we now see on these on these tapestries that have come down. And at the end of this flashback moment, Uncle Logan comes into the room and she takes the necklace and tucks it inside her shirt. And when that is done, it's back to Stavrin looking at this symbol.
Cool.
He doesn't like it. Like it's very, very weird. That symbol is essentially synonymous with his mother. This is the most alien context to find it in. So is the rest of the place more or less active now?
Yeah,
I mean, you were talking about Lost Tech before, looking in through the top.
Yeah.
So we have stairs that we can use to get up to the veranda.
You see across the bay from the door that still is not operable.
We're gonna get to it.
You see a flight of stairs that you assume lead up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get up there. I'd heard what Rashawn said about goodies up there, and I think it's time to get a hold of goodies. I don't know how active this base is. We'll be happy to do a full report for Kiyotomo, but aside from this odd iconography, I don't know if this is a going concern. Do these look new?
Yeah.
Okay.
They look.
They don't look like the iconography outside.
They don't look tattered and old.
Does Rashawn hear any other activity, or is it just the humming of, a generator kind of a thing? Oh, I'm not going to beat that. I don't even know if I can actually beat that.
No, you don't. You don't hear anything else.
Okay.
You really don't hear anything else coming from the outside or the inside, for that matter.
And what is the size of the bay that we're currently in?
You think you could fit 4 mechs easily inside of this? Probably 60 to 80 ton mechs. So
And
it's pretty significant.
Is it like, Is it overgrown? Is this...
Seems like things are different inside than they were outside, and that's what's fucking me up.
The vinery this is not overgrown. This section, it seems like it's been cleaned.
Yeah, so you approach this from most of the normal vectors. It looks like it's a reclaimed thing. You get inside, it's completely operational and has novel iconography.
And yet the door was effed up.
Yeah. Well, if you're trying to get in with the card from the Calypso, yes. Or if you're a young woman who is trying to eat it for lunch, then it's also messed up.
You only gave me a couple more minutes, so everything would have been fine, and it wouldn't be closed right now. We'd be able to walk right out the front door.
We'll never know now, will we? Mm-hmm. I say, listen, there's a lot of computers around here. Why don't you use one of those?
To do what?
To master this door you're obsessed with. Chop, chop.
Are there tools strewn about? Like, does this look like it's been used, or does it look like it's been evacuated?
It looks like it's been used, but it doesn't look like it's been used much. It looks like it's in the state of being refurbished.
All right. Well, Roshan just goes up to one of the workbenches and just takes like a wrench just as a weapon. Because he doesn't have a sidearm.
He doesn't run around with a pistol.
Okay. No, that would be very bad news for everyone.
No, we don't want that. He is a weapon inside the...
And ZZ looks over, he's like, what are you doing with the wrench?
No, he's like called out. Like, it seemed like the right idea.
We don't know if it's safe.
Yeah, but why don't you just bring one of these? And she pulls out a laser pistol.
I don't have one.
And I say...
The armory?
Exactly. And I'm like, well, we can probably find you one here. I mean, I have gone up to the upper thing for two reasons. One, mezzanine allows me to keep an eye on these young people, make sure they're not logging
So you're looking over
making
and
sure they're not logging into TikTok.
And you just see Roshan with the wrench and Zizi with a pistol in her hand.
What are you guys doing down there? You have, here, Zizi, you figure out the door. Roshan, I want to give this place a once-over for anything that we think is going to have value to us that we can pull back. Remember, we're here for Kiyotomo. We need good answers for him.
Roshan says, check 3 doors down the corridor. Because he knows exactly where the window was that he was looking at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, but of course, Stavron's got to do the mental math. It's like, okay, we were out there, he looked in here. So yeah, I mean, I'm basically doing my best to just run a quick tally of the type of tech. I mean, how many people does it look like if this place were operating? Because we have terminals of various kinds. We have these bays, we have this technology. How many people would, if this was in operation, how many people would it represent? Like this little organization?
So as you make your way up the stairs, you see you can see there's a corridor to the left and the right.
Yeah.
And the corridor going to the left has been completely sectioned off and is impenetrable by a concrete wall.
Oh, like it's been filled? Like covered?
But if you can see down the corridor to the right, and there are several doors that are ajar that look like they could be entered.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, again, the pistol's out. I'm not sure if there's an issue. It's going to be something that's automated that I literally just turn back on by myself. But I'm definitely entering rooms with it in the front.
Yeah, and as you enter these rooms, you see this level. You think could easily sustain 30 to 40 workers.
Okay, so this is real.
Yes, but as you go into that first room, what you notice is you see the broken window that Roshan would have been looking in.
Peering in.
And the vines that are traversing into the room itself.
Right.
But they stop because there is a glass separation that separates this room from that area.
Oh,
and this room has been,
it's almost ensconced. It's cordoned off.
This side of the glass has been completely cleaned and looks refurbished. You see several access panels, holovids, anything you can tap into, several things you can tap into.
Well, I'm going to start. I'm going to head back out real quick and just look down to make sure that ZZ is engaged in a task that I have directed.
Yeah, she's plugging away at the. You see her back with her wrenches.
Yeah.
This the two picks are in this control panel on the side.
So she has a system.
Yeah.
There could be some mild electrocution. Of course, it will be my fault. I feel confident that it will be my fault. But do these terminals up here look similar in manufacture to the terminals that are down there? Mm-hmm. It's all going to be one system. I'm going to go down and just gently talk to ZZ. You're saying 2 wrenches?
She has 2 little picks
inside the guts
like
of
she was doing outside, trying to unlock it.
And I say, ZZ, just pause. Pause. Messing around with these is how I screwed the power up to begin with. Just
how you screwed the power. I get it.
Well, no, but I was
at least you're taking
one.
accountability
You're
for your
using
actions.
2.
Yeah.
I mean, this can't result in anything good. So listen, listen. I know that you don't like it. I know that you're doing different stuff. I know that an old man doesn't have much to teach you. But here, I want you to sit down. I pull one of the little office chairs out, slide it back, and I say, just sit here. Just sit here. I'm going to show you how to use this.
Okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Push it up. Then I'm going to take the 2 hands. I'm going to, like in a typing class, and I'm just going to put them where they should be on the keyboard. And I'm going to say, we're going to get a lot more out of this place from its traditional systems than we are from you trying to eat parts of the superstructure. You have to trust me on this.
Okay.
Okay. Hack. That's all it takes. Just hack in.
Okay.
Hack into the mainframe.
You can roll for her.
I was going to say, now, I don't know if you've ever seen any educational or entertainment programs. Just move your fingers very quickly.
Nothing happens on the screen.
Nothing happens. Let's see. May I? And I just take the wheelie chair and scoot it over. I'm going to get my own wheelie chair.
Unbelievable.
I
Okay, you're going to be
chair.
better. Fine.
I sit down in the wheelie chair.
Stavern the tech whiz. That's what we all call you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense on account of my incredible history of success.
Yeah.
And I sit in another chair, and then I use the heels of my feet to travel across the floor very quickly over to it. And I say, listen, this is what you have to understand. This is what my mother taught me, and now I'm going to teach you. So if a computer is not doing what you like...
Well, let me see if you can do it first. Just try and do it. I just want to see you do it on your own.
Oh,
come on, just hack into it.
What, me?
Yeah.
Hack?
Yeah,
Come on.
You can do it.
I stay hacking. What are you talking about? That is what? 13?
It lights up.
Yeah, see? And it's like this. And this you have to understand. You need to understand this. Take it from me, okay?
And then it powers down.
Ah. God, I'm like in the middle of holding forth about my great success, and I say, listen, there's no reason to be alarmed. There's no reason to be upset. You have to understand that whenever you sit down to one of these, You're entering into a long-term relationship with them. We don't like it. Oh, relationship. We don't want to talk about it.
You know, this is wires and electricity, right?
Yeah. But people fight wars with these things just like they fight wars with those. And I just point at the wall where the mechs are. The people who give you and me the orders, they fight the wars with these. It's worth knowing how these work. And so
I'm pretty sure I know how they work.
I set up, I just do what I did last time, and it powers back on, and then it powers back off again. Let me just put that in there. So,
Okay.
Stavron says, and look, you're gonna run into times like this, and I think that you feel like you understand. You know about computers. You know about all machines. No one can teach you anything. There's something going on with these. My mom always used to say that there was something in there, something that could listen to us. We have to have a relationship with it. There's a special system we can do. If you have a problem with the computer, watch this.
Sounds like your mom was a little woohoo, crazy.
Don't fucking talk about my mom. And Stavron engages in something that looks like genuflection. Just a
What is it? Yeah, what is it? What?
a genuflection, like
Oh, I know what a genuflection is.
no, but like a
You're kneeling
like
before the
a
computer?
motion. No, it's with the hand. He essentially engages in a quick, simple motion of the fingers, passes a hand over the keyboard, and then places his hand back on it. And I say, now we can start. Now we can start. And as he finishes that genuflection, the computer comes on
And ZZ's
without
jaw
touching the keys.
ZZ's jaw drops.
Stavron's jaw drops because he has seen it. His mother would always do it whenever she was frustrated with one of the terminals on the Calypso. Just this little thing, and it's just a little tick that he learned from her. And now that he has done this and rested his hand back on one side and it's done something, now there's two strange things about this place. And when the terminal comes to life, its base screen says the Sword of Blake. And that text is underneath the symbol that we see on the larger field. So it's like in the movie version, this terminal screen is in the center of these diagonally oriented sheets that are hanging crisp, like profound. They've tunneled into some parallel universe. And on the bottom, it says Cell 023. And as the sword is wiped away, another map comes up. And it's a map of regions of the inner sphere. Yeah, see, now you have to take notes on your thing. And this is what the Destiny system allows me to do. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Inside this terminal for Cell 023, having traveled through this, we charted this same course through this part of the inner sphere on our way first to Pacifica and then, of course, to Solaris, where Stavron Otho intends to make quite a lot of money with his child soldier. Now, it's been looked at recently enough to know that there are planets on the Sword of Blake's version of the inner sphere that are not on the traditional maps. And they have icons near them, and in the key in the lower left, it refers to them as kindling worlds. And as it shows the kindling worlds sort of glowing on the screen one by one, on and off, there is as he begins to look at it, one of these worlds lights up, and there is now a line being drawn from that world to Pacifica. Stavron Otho pushes himself back away from the computer. And inside the complement of this line that is moving down, it starts to list out its fighting capabilities. Whatever is on the way. So it lists 2 Jenners. There is a Timber Wolf, and there is something called a Justicar. And Omen. Stavron decides that he has seen enough. He decides that he has seen enough of this place. And he says in a quiet, even voice to Zizi, and he takes the 2 little picks that she's using, the 2 little tools, and he gives them to her. And he says, I want you to open that door however you can. And he calls out to Roshan, and he says, Roshan, we're leaving. If we have to leave through that upstairs window, that's where we're going.
At that point, you hear crashing as though autocannon rounds are hitting the outside
What?
of the outpost.
Shit.
And you hear, you get a radio call from Burnout. Commander?
Yes?
Remember that
The Caldera?
caldera? Yeah, that you decided not to check out?
Yeah, I was worried there were people there.
Yeah, well, you were right. You got some incoming.
Fuck. Shit. All right. I'm you know what? I'm going. I can't wait for this door. I'm actually running up to the mezzanine and out the window because there's vines and stuff that were coming in, right?
Right, but there was a sheet of glass that would probably be pretty powerful to stop the growth from.
Yeah. I'm going to go up and I'm just going to put round after round into that glass to try to get through it and get out, because if that growth that was coming in was as strong as it looked, it should be like climbing a lattice. Like it should be really, really straightforward to get out of here. So I'm just dumping rounds into this, into that glass shield to throw a chair through it and get out.
What is Roshan doing?
Just following the commander.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good for him to be with me.
So you just keep firing, and you start to see with each bullet the glass slowly starting to crackle,
Yeah.
and shred. And Zizi's like, "So you still want me to work on this thing?"
Yeah.
And it's slowly cracking.
Yeah. I say, yes. Just keep doing just keep doing whatever I told you to do until I tell you to stop doing it. And I go and grab one of the chairs from the upper office mezzanine and just throw it into this crack.
Okay, make me a strength check. Or if you have something.
I'm super strong. Athletics.
Okay.
I'm so strong. Stavron Otho,
No, you're not.
2 1s.
My God.
You can't even pick up the chair.
2 1s. You know what? No, it's like in
You literally
it's like in Aliens.
chuck the chair at the glass, and the glass bends, and then the chair comes flying back
Some
at you.
weird glass.
Yeah. And the chair comes back and smacks you.
Then I'm going to go back and sit at one of the terminals up here. I'm going to do her genuflection over this.
When Stavron sits in his chair away from the glass, Roshan just winds up with the wrench and tosses it like an axe throw straight into the damaged portion.
Yeah.
Is this
The most tender portion.
since this is a throw? Is this a reflex?
Whatever your best skill you want to use is.
Wrench throw. Do you have that? Nobody ever takes wrench throw when they make the character.
No. This is actually,
Might be.
it's a 10.
Equal,
10. So the wrench throws, and
Stick.
it sticks into the glass. Where you have seen Stavron, the edges start to crack from Stavron's bullets, but the wrench is now sticking directly in the center of this glass.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Does it appear to be? Is there any more spider webbing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just grab it.
Yeah.
Work it in a circle.
And you hear Zizi. She's like, "I'm still down here."
Yeah, but and I say, I might be telling you to come up soon.
Rashawn runs up and grabs
you
the handle and puts 1 foot on the glass and just attempts to get some leverage and pull on it.
Now I want you to make a reflex check.
Okay.
What could crash? It might just crash on you.
That is a 11.
You see a giant Gauss rifle blast come shattering through the top of the building. And as you pull, you are blasted back, shattering the glass, but you are knocked against the back wall that is adjacent to the hallway. But the door the glass now is shattered and open to the outside.
Okay, I mean, it would mean momentary exposure out there, but I mean, my suspicion is that it's well, I know for a fact how it is to hit that smaller target with those tools. If it's open, we're pushing out. I tell Zizi that we're leaving out the upper window, and I'm going to lead by example.
Okay.
So I'm going to jump out this thing, hug these trunks and branches on the way down, and try to shimmy down as far as I can. Hopefully this foliage is going to...
You can easily...
If I do get busted off of this thing...
You can easily get onto... Remember, looking out this window, as you start to make your way, you can see both your mech, your Mongrel, and Zizi's Nova right in front of you.
Yeah, perfect.
Right below you.
I love what I'm hearing.
You know,
down.
as you're standing off... it's midway, right?
Yeah.
Or no, it's down. It's actually down.
Yeah, 2 floors.
2 floors. But in the distance, you see 2 mechs, one in front of the other, running up towards the outpost.
What do they look like? What kind of livery?
You've seen it. You don't. They. One is a fire moth, the one that's in front. You've encountered that before. The second one you have not encountered, but it is loaded with lasers and Gauss rifles. It's
just bristling.
Does it look like a...
It is a behemoth.
Oh, so a heavy?
Yeah.
Okay, and then, but again, livery. What are they? How are they dressed?
White and gold.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
With a splash of red.
Nice. I am getting these kids out here on these plants, getting them down to these mechs.
So you're able to get onto your mech. Roll me a reflex.
You bet. Reflex or athletics?
Either or.
Here, let's do the athletics. Just because, I should have took it for some reason. Yeah. Fuck. Oof. No, honestly, this is for the best. Like, this should be scary and bad. So I'm happy to be scared.
You are able to get out on the vines and then hop over onto your mech. But
that's a great look.
As you grab onto the mech, you slide. You can't get a good grip, and you slide down past your cockpit, and you are literally hanging off of the side of it. Roshan, where are you?
First, you see Zigzag preternatural. She's been climbing on these things her entire life.
Oh, that's no problem for her.
There's zero issues. Like right into the cockpit. Doesn't even pause
just
for a
slides
second.
in.
Just slides right in.
Like it's on before she's seated.
And Rashawn attempts to follow. We'll do a reflex. That's a 7.
Equal. It's equal.
So, how do you get on?
It's
Rashawn, not pretty, but it's not great.
pretty, but he doesn't fall off like somebody else. Does manage to get into the cockpit with just a little bit of bruising.
Nice. Nice. And you got the Pouncer, right?
Yeah.
That's the one that you're in? Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
And how much armor is taken off these already?
They actually haven't been hit yet.
Okay.
You can see that the two mechs coming up actually aren't concerned about the mechs. They are going for the structure of the building.
They're trying to destroy the evidence, I suspect.
Huh.
So
So now we'll go into an initiative.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna shout from hanging off this mech. I'm just gonna shout to ZZ to help me in.
Every time.
It's for the best.
And you feel
that little elevator.
An arm actuate underneath your feet, and it just slowly lifts you up.
I scramble in, like ass over tea kettle.
Yeah.
Just sort of roll into the cockpit.
Baby Huey shit.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I'm in there, get it all in. Hit the stud is activated. Helmet buckled, ready to go.
So if we're not being attacked, are our mechs positioned in a way that it's obvious that there are just mechs parked out here?
Oh yeah.
And they're just ignoring it?
So that they have a priority of some kind. So, I mean, for our purpose, do we just get around the side of this thing?
Do we even fight?
No.
We're not here to fight.
No. We did not bring the biggins. Right? We don't want to be engaging with this at all. We want to have the Calypso land opposite this building. We want to run around this building, use it as temporary cover, and just try to get out of here. And I'll be happy to write this up in the report later. But our plan, I say get behind the building, and then I get Burnout on the horn as well, and just indicate on my comm system where there is currently not a Calypso, and where I would like there to be a Calypso.
You've got it, Commander. I'm on my way as quick as possible.
I push it many times.
Yeah. I'll be there as quick as I can.
Okay.
As our mechs power up, as the reactors start to fire, is there any change in the other mechs?
No, they're still coming towards the outpost.
Okay.
But they haven't had a chance to fire yet again.
So they weren't aiming for us.
No.
They were just aiming at the structure. Okay.
No. And so I'm ordering the two, and this is going to come up in your systems as well. I'm ordering you to specific coordinates behind this building with a waypoint where the Calypso is going to come down. And then I am going to break for the tree line, because this thing is fast. I'm going to break for the tree line to distract these oncoming mechs from the Pouncer and the Nova.
Okay. So roll initiative.
You're going first.
10.
11.
Nice.
Okay, so where are the Pouncer and the Nova going?
I'll tell you where they should be going.
They're hugging the structure away from the area of attack in order to follow the coordinates of the egress.
Okay. And it's got you can see Burnout coming in the distance, and it looks like he's going to be landing a little bit further away from that eastern door that is big enough for the mech to fit.
So are they coming from? So are
the other mechs are coming from the south?
From the south.
Yep. Burnout's coming in
Okay.
from the east.
So what's the as the bird fly, as the
crow flies?
As the crow flies.
As the Calypso flies?
Because we both have jump jets.
Yeah.
Does it be easier just to jump?
He's not close enough yet.
Okay. Rather than
Running around the side.
running around the perimeter,
Just skip it.
Is it better just to jump over?
Oh yeah, you can easily do
Okay.
Both of them can.
then both the Nova Prime and the Pouncer T engage their jump jets to get on the other side of the structure to the egress point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's to me. That's really cool. Like I basically turned around to them. The two of you, basically just some silent communication, jumped directly over.
Yeah. So if this is the, you two are over here. Stavern, where are you going?
And so the bad guys are over here.
No, they're down here.
To the south here. So I am basically right behind on this, and I'm going to basically run across this direction.
Okay.
I want to give them something else to think about than 2/3 of my group.
So you run across, passing the door that you managed to break shut, and you are now on the western side of the building. You see the behemoth and the fire moth running up to the outpost itself. Are you firing?
I think that
They are within medium range at this point.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hit them. I don't think that I'm going to have a lot of success. But and they have not done any interdiction on us yet. Like they haven't tried to shoot at our mechs at all, right? God, it's not worth it for me to fire yet. Then I
think you're actually just slowing down the whole process.
It could be. I just wanted to make sure that the two of you got good. Yeah, so I'm going to run around, and then I'm actually just going to come back around this and then run back behind these guys.
So before you start to move again, the fire moth and the behemoth shoot everything. They unload on this outpost.
Oh, yeah.
You see...
Do I roll a hit?
Yeah. You see medium lasers coming off of the fire moth, and the gauze rifles and lasers flying off
It's
of
just
the
torn
behemoth.
apart.
And the structure is just crumbling and crumbling and crumbling.
It's just paper mache.
Yeah.
They weren't aiming at a specific point or
No.
anything. It's just
No, it's just the broadside of a literal barn.
Yep. Roll for initiative.
5.
Okay. 4. So they get even closer. They are now in short range of the outpost.
Okay, they're so focused. I can't. I think that Kiku might be right. I mean, I'm trying to protect these other two, but this is just some kind of cleanup crew. My plan is, like I say, I ran around the side of the building, but I mean, the Mongrel is like a 14-inch move. It's crazy. So I'm running behind them to catch up, and I'm just keeping an eye on my instrument panel just to see if one of them, like the fire moth would be the ultimate example, to see if one of them breaks off and tries to address us with their ordnance.
Okay. What is it? Roshan, you see the bay doors of the Calypso start to open as Burnout is descending into an area that is, it's going to take you a move to get to.
okay. Roshan, over the comms, tells Zigzag to push for the Calypso to cover our retreat. And then
with its own
Roshan
guns.
is extending that cover to Stavrin. So we have like a leapfrog situation to make sure that we can get out of here unscathed.
Okay.
No scathing.
So Roshan is currently in place, monitoring the two mechs as Stavrin is rushing towards the Pouncer, and Zigzag in the Nova is bounding towards the Calypso.
Okay. And as that happens, you see the two mechs fire one last salvo into this outpost.
Just to empty it out.
And it just completely crumbles to the ground. And as the dust is rising, Stavrin, you can see the outline of this behemoth and fire moth.
It's just in the smoke
across from you.
Yeah, this is maximum speed now. I mean, because now that they don't have to. Now that it's done. Now that part's over, I think they're going to find something else to do with these guns.
Now that there's no cover.
Right?
You do have your shot left. Everyone has their shots.
I'm not gonna do. I don't know what their mission is. I don't know what their parameters are. It may not involve us at all. And I'm just gonna entertain that for now.
Okay, roll initiative.
While your ass is showing.
7.
Oh, roll again.
No, I have 7.
I have
you guys
7
have
too.
2.
Oh, yeah. 3.
10.
Okay, they now rotate and move as close to you as possible, but they are still a little bit away.
Perfect. Well, hopefully we'll be inside of the ship by the end of this turn.
Okay. Where do you guys want to move?
I mean, directly into the Calypso.
Okay. As you guys,
Continue our retreat.
as you make your way into the Calypso, you see Oberon
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
install and rotate out on
because he
top
has
of the
his track,
Calypso.
right? Yeah.
On top of the Calypso. But these two mechs open fire on you.
Basically, like through the doors, like inside the bay. That's amazing.
So they are skill level 4. You just move.
A very
What
cool
is
person.
the TMM on the mongrel? 3.
3, I'm
4
glad to
plus
say.
3 is 7. I'm going to give you cover just from the Calypso.
Yeah.
It's 8.
I don't want you to shoot that cover, but yes.
8. He missed the Rhino misses, or
the
the
behemoth?
behemoth misses as the gauze. You just see the gauze rifles just
No, but I mean,
streak past.
No, I think it goes like straight through the interior of the ship. Like it goes in one door and out the other door.
Yeah. The fire moth shoots. It's going to be the same. And that misses as well. But the lasers score the
Oh
sliding
yeah, they
panel.
scrape
Yep.
along the hull.
Yep. Now I need you to roll for Oberon.
You bet.
You got to get above 5.
Because he's sort of like a field gun, right? 8.
And as you see Oberon power up,
Yeah, starts to spin.
but the nanobots are there chanting. And you just see the aperture of his muzzle get wider
Processing. Nice.
and just get wider. And instead of doing 1 point of damage, you can tell it does much more damage. And you see
localized.
it
Yeah.
incinerate a hole through the center of the fire moth, and the fire moth
the
drops to the
cockpit?
ground. Yeah, and it does 2 points to the fire moth, and
So would you say that's a critical? That's a critical hit.
You see his beams converge.
Yeah, exactly.
Into a
It
focal
starts out it starts out wide and then just becomes a thing. Just gets braided.
Yeah, this is going to end well for us.
Yeah, I love how this is going to go. So if we're in, I'm just gonna direct the Calypso from inside the mongrel. I'm gonna direct the Calypso to shut these doors.
Yep. We're leaving. Burnout closes the bay doors, though you can see some sunlight through the other side of the Calypso
Yeah.
now.
So is there? I'm gonna tap into the Calypso sensors too. Are these the only 2 belligerents? Okay.
Yeah, you don't see anybody else.
Okay.
And the Calypso takes off.
Yeah.
But what you do see are the nanobots now climbing the bay wall, scaling the wall, and covering that.
And making repairs.
Yeah, covering that hole up.
I think you know this ends with the Calypso becoming a friend
With us being liquid,
Yeah. With us being shaken
for these
container.
robots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm sure they'll find something useful. They'll keep a bone as a memento or something. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to get this thing locked into the hull. Get out and immediately, before I forget any of this stuff, immediately start taking notes. Do a quick sketch of this sword. Quick notes on these kindling worlds, like where it seemed like there were places that weren't on the official maps that it identified as these kindling worlds. And then I have to really, really think hard, I think, about Hannah Blake and think hard about whatever the relationship was that she had with Logan.
You also have to think really hard about Oberon firing without your permission.
Yeah. I like that, actually. So there's a lot. There's a lot of
Acting on his own accord.
Yeah. Completely parallel, not indicated, not directed, not authorized or ordered. Just an op4 that lives in our house. It's like the way that a cat. It's like it's hard to tell if a cat actually gives a shit. I'm gonna cross that bridge when we come to it. The best thing right now is just not to have any targets around, and hopefully in the deepest parts of space, the density of targets will be diminished somewhat.
Freewheeling robot that now has orbital weapons.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, that wears our ship like a coat, and just does what it wants. Yeah, I set that aside for now. Like,
I was gonna make a compartment and then I'm gonna put that in it.
there's lots to think about. I'm just gonna move that to the side for now. What a treat.
Will Oberon eat my corpse when I die?
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
we are
exactly.
guaranteed.
No,
Yes.
I'm on the inner sphere version of Quora, and it's like mech. It's like mech monster cat eat face? Question mark? VTOL jump ship. I gotta make a new account. I don't want people. I don't want this getting back to me. I don't want people associating this with some of my other questions. Well, that's insane. That was crazy. That was not a lily pad, mid-season episode at all. That had a bunch of really weird shit in it. But I was glad to use the tokens. I had a very good time with that. So yeah, I'm continuing to make all these notes on my little terminal inside my room.
So are we going to investigate the other options or do we leave?
What I want to have right now around us is the most normal, most urban environment possible. I don't want any frontier shit. I don't want to be out somewhere where we can get murked and no one ever finds out. To me, this indicates, like in a very clear way, that I was just right before. And that if we go to a place where we're utterly surrounded at all times by other people and the fighting that occurs between mechs is inside of a league, I am craving civilization right now. I'm craving the most civilized place possible. I want big companies. I want significant defense capabilities for this planet. I want to land my ship there and feel confident, except for the robot. Feel confident that we're not going to get shredded and no one will ever find out.
In all?
And over the comms, you hear Burnout. So, what was that about, kid? I mean, Commander?
I say, have you ever heard of the Sword of Blake?
No, what the hell are you talking about?
I mean, I know about the word.
Yeah,
I think everybody knows about the word.
it's the bird.
Yeah. Obviously, Burnout. Don't waste my time with this shit. I say, I'm still figuring it out.
Well, you got attacked by 2 mechs at an abandoned outpost. I feel like there's a little bit of an explanation.
Oh no, I don't disagree with you there. I'm
Just saying.
I may not have a good explanation for you for a little while. I say I'll come up to the bridge and debrief you. Isn't that something that commanders do?
Yeah.
And I close down the voice channel, and I'm gonna send, because on Old Kentucky, we do have an agent there that is handling the affairs of the Black Remnant. And her name is Hannah Blake. And I'm going to send a message to her. And the message is just going to say, do you think if you have the tab business and things situated on Old Kentucky, can you come meet us on Solaris 7? Stavern. But recall that I've already invited Logan here as well. So this could be pretty good. I think we might get some answers very soon. I guess we'll see. We'll see how long it takes for them to get there. That's the best part about travel in this. It takes a long time. It's like it's naval basically, right? So it takes a bunch of time for that to happen, and so they can come in at the most dramatically appropriate times.
You're about 10 weeks out from Solaris.
Yeah. I mean, I know this isn't anything that's going to get resolved today, but I got to try to put the pieces in place. And if it's a situation where the two of them can get together, or it's like I'm here and I'm with one of them and then the other one is there, then I'm just going to get the whole thing fucking figured out at once. Well, we'll see if Jasmine can come.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do it right. We'll give her a call. But yeah, I mean, I send that off. I already talked to Logan. I've set up essentially the drawing room scene of a BBC mystery. I mean, I'm not going to have a great explanation for. It's going to be different in some ways. It's going to be the Stavern version, but I think that's going to bring all of that stuff to a head fast, especially if Othos 88 is there with the Odysseus and the full company.
And all of the nanobots are just all surrounding you, nodding as you talk to yourself about this?
Yeah. I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm onto something here. And I say, so guys, listen, can we talk real quick? Like, let me rap at you. I did not tell Oberon to shoot any stuff. Have you heard anything from Oberon about that? Has he said anything to you guys? Because, I mean, he hasn't talked to me. But he can't really, so, I mean, I guess it makes sense. And I'm looking around for the printer one.
And the little printer comes out.
It's like, yeah, okay, buddy, what's going on with Oberon? It's like, are things okay at home? Like, you know what I mean?
And you just hear...
No, while it's happening, I'm still talking and asking questions, like, just because it seems weird, like, because he was like, and I'm like, you know, like, let me, you know, at least tell you who to do it to. I sort of felt like that was the situation.
And the sentence just comes out, says, only following original orders when he was just
they're not on the list. Yeah. They're not on the list. Okay, before we get to Solaris, I have to change this order. I have to go and change the order, and I say, take this order to Oberon. no more shooting unless directly ordered by Stavron Otho. This guy. I look around for one that has a significant aperture,
Enter
and I'm like,
orbit,
this.
his fucking death blossom.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, this, unless this person says the no pew pew. Okay, you hear me, buddy? Give him a little pat. You got it?
All
right. Now I got stuff. Listen, I'm gonna go up to the cockpit. I got stuff to do. And you go back and let him know sort of like what the new system is. Like, let him know I'm laying down the law. Let's see how this goes up. And then I'm gonna head up to while they're trampling down the other. Go on, get. And then I'm gonna head up to the cockpit proper. And sit down in that sort of lieutenant's chair that I sit there when it's just time to be quiet, or just time to be a witness to his experience and not be Stavron. But this time I got to talk to him. And I say,
Rashawn's already in there. He's scanning the.
"Oh, he's already working."
He's on the sensors just to check to see if we're being followed.
Yeah,
because we're leaving atmosphere.
no, he's completely paranoid.
And it seems like he's finally righted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He said now that we're up and off of that, he spent some time in Samira and now he's fine.
Yes. And it doesn't look like we are being followed. So he just says, "Nothing on the sensors, Commander."
So, yeah, that's incredible news.
And Burnout swivels around, lights his cigar, and he's, "So, what you got?"
Well, the good news is we were able to get out of there largely in one piece. Mm-hmm. The bad news is I think that it is possible that we will be hunted to the end of our days by a shadowy organization that considers itself a militarist, all-or-nothing revival of a Blakist sect. So you win some and you lose some. It's a 6 of 1. I think we're in huge trouble. And I think that this is connected to us somehow.
What?
Yeah. It's a big surprise for everybody. You got to keep up, old man. You got to do your Sudoku every day. Just jog the noggin. You know what I mean?
How would this be connected to us in any way?
Not you and me personally, but I think that my mom hasn't been telling me everything.
What in the hell are you talking about? That sounds crazy.
So you weren't in there.
In an old abandoned outpost? Yeah, I'm sure that has a lot to do with your mom.
I'm going to stand up.
Is Brown gaslighting him now? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to stand up. Straighten out my clothes. And I'm going to say, sometimes, I'm not going to ask you to do it all the time, but sometimes you're going to observe the chain of fucking command. And I leave the front, but the door's a little stuck. And it's like, it takes like a little bit too long, and like, all right. And then and then I'm able to get out and get back. So this is that's the metaphor.
As you walk out, you just hear from the door, "Remember, she was my friend first, kiddo."
Yeah. And then
the doors are closed.
No. God damn it! I got a great line. Yeah, and I'm gonna lay in my bunk. I'm gonna lay in my bunk and stew on this. Until I get access to some of these people, there's just questions I can't answer. and it's going to be against the incredible backdrop of the Solaris games. This is the most exciting arc imaginable. I'm delighted.
Great, because that's where we're ending.
Oh, okay. Well, an optimal run out there for sure. Yeah, Gene Simmons was the bad guy. This is what I'm talking about. See, Josh gets it.
Oh.
Josh actually knows what's up.
I always think of the nanobots from, they're like the little robots from Batteries Not Included.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Those guys are great. That movie pops, for sure. But it was quite an era for some. You ever see Explorers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was nuts.
There was that. They had that little machine that the mouse could use to speak, but it's like not in one of the main dialogue parts. It's like other people are talking and saying things, but he's just like talking in the background, and the mouse is pushing these buttons that says, "This is go to hell." He's just back there like talking shit, but it's not like, it isn't the purpose of the scene. It's like in the background. God, it's really, really funny. Well, Gathered Throng, what an absolute pleasure. Welcome back, of course, to Black Remnant. So sad to see you go, but I've got great news. We'll see you next Tuesday.
But will we?
No.
No.
How long of a break? We should tell people.
Yeah.
A couple weeks because I'm away, and then we have Gen Con, but...
Is Pennsic before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it was after. I'm sorry.
It's a little bit of both, but
okay, cool.
But you guys can do a
Well, I was looking to say
solo scene.
Well, it could be a solo scene, or it could be a
flashback.
It could be a paint stravaganza, which I think is probably the most appropriate. But that'll just be for next week because you're also going to Gen Con as well, right? Yep. Right here. So next week, craft stravaganza. Obviously, we got plenty of stuff. Plenty of games that we're playing. Lots of work to do.
I got some mechs that need to be painted.
Well, here, listen, if you got mechs ready to go, then just hand those over. And also, there are people getting their mercenary stuff.
I know.
I was on the Reddit looking at these boxes, getting real excited. I'm one of the things I'm most excited about that expansion to the game is getting into the combined arms, getting into like the tanks and like having and helicopters and stuff, like filling out the rest of the battlefield scale with the other weapons to get some new rules for the vehicles. Anyway, so we will see you next Tuesday, but for a different program. You'll still like it though. We'll see you.